Good morning. Do you want to start some new healthy habits this year? I do. There's one I've been putting off, weight training, and I want to get started. So with that in mind, I want to share some of my ideas with you about starting new habits, how to sustain them. And also, I started a new challenge for myself to post one video every day this week. So I'm taking this chance to stack a habit onto my daily walk that I also always take because I have these 3 crazy border collies, and make a video while I'm doing my walk. So I'm Janelle, and I love sharing my ideas, things I've learned about being older and better. What's one new healthy habit that you could start today, and how could you start? What's the best way to start? How do we sustain new healthy habits? One author who is quoted so often about starting habits, sustaining habits, is James Clear, who wrote Atomic Habits. I read that book a couple years ago, and he does have some very straightforward, good ideas, and I'll share some of those with you and some of the things that have worked for me. One thing that's really helped me to start habits, to sustain habits, helped me this morning, is to let go of perfectionism. Don't let perfectionism be the enemy of the good. So this morning I remembered to bring my notes. I remembered my phone to record on, but I forgot my lapel mic. But I don't want to let perfectionism, having my lapel mic, get in the way of making this video and posting it. So I'm letting go of perfectionism this morning. So the first tip from James Clear that I'm going to do when I start my new weight training habit is to start small. You don't need to, I'm not going to go join a gym or try to lift a bunch of heavy weights or work out for an hour. I'm going to just start today with 5 push-ups on my knees, knee push-ups. I can't do a full push-up yet. I can do 1. That's all. So I'm going to start with that, and I also want to learn to do pull-ups. So I looked up how to start pull-ups, and they recommended doing bent over rows with the weight. So I can do that and make it easy. Stack that habit onto another habit. Like I'm doing this video during a walk I would just normally take anyway, so it made it easier. Stack them together. Also, get your equipment out ahead of time if you need equipment for your new habit. If your new habit is to get up earlier in the morning, don't try a full hour, maybe just get up 15 minutes earlier. Something I do is put out my clothes for the next day, just have them setting out, so when I wake up I don't have to make decisions. I just have my clothes all ready to go. It's so pretty out here this morning. I'm on an old logging road about 15 or 20 minutes from my house. Another thing I'm going to do as I start my weight training, do my push-ups and my pull-ups, eventually my pull-ups, is I'm going to set an alarm, and I'm going to attach that habit to lunch. So I know about what time I eat lunch, so I'm going to set an alarm right around lunchtime so I can do those before I have lunch, or else I'll conveniently forget. Another tip from James Clear is to increase your habit, small increments at a time. So if you want to wake up an hour earlier, I already mentioned that, wake up just 10 minutes earlier, 15 minutes earlier. If your habit is going to bed earlier, just go to bed a little bit earlier. Set an alarm. If you normally go to bed at 11, set an alarm at 10:15 to prepare yourself. Set an alarm at 10:30 or even 15 minutes before you normally would go to bed. Just start small. Don't make it hard. If you make it too hard, it won't be sustainable and you won't do it more than once. That's why I'm going to start doing push-ups on my knees so that I can do 10 of them. If I start with full push-ups, I'll only be able to do one. It feels too hard, and then I won't want to do it the next day. A really important one is that when you slip up, you skip a day, it might not even be your fault. Maybe your new habit is, like me, to do some strength training at lunchtime. Well, what if I have an interview to do for my job at the newspaper right at that time? Well, what if and I miss? Don't miss the next day. That's really important. Never miss 2 days in a row of your new habit, because we're building a habit. And it takes practice. It takes repetition. It's like building a muscle. Also, be patient. If your goal is to have a healthy breakfast every morning instead of driving through a fast food place, be patient. Maybe just add one small change. Instead of changing your entire breakfast, maybe cut up some fruit the night before and you can just have that. It's going to take time. You're not going to become perfect with this habit right away. So be patient with yourself. If you're trying to get more steps in, build that habit on after lunch. Set an alarm or just remind yourself that it's chilly out here. Remind yourself that you are going to walk for 10 minutes after lunch. Just 10 minutes. That's a huge step over. The dogs are being crazy. They love this weather. Hey, Audrey. One thing that makes it easy for me to get out for a walk every single day is having 3 border collies. I'll make a video in the future from a dog trainer's perspective. I've been a dog trainer for almost 40 years. About getting a new dog, how to take it for walks more easily, and the pros and cons of getting a dog to help you walk more. But let me know what habits you might be trying to start. What's helping you? Do you have additional tips? Do you have challenges that you have questions about? Let me know down in the comments. And I'm going to sign off. It's about 15 degrees out here and my fingers are getting cold. All right, take care.